How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 42 Chapter 6. This is Episode 6 of Season 42 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues. In this episode, we will be elaborating the analog wake created in the midst of a compression event. Fundamentally, dissonant consensualities are spaces of expression, but this expression does not occur within the linear stream of the actor due to negation. If you imagine that we are talking about two fluids of distinct density slamming into each other, you can imagine that a compression wave will be created in one of the two fluids caused by the collision. This wake, rather like a wave, is a different substrate for the expression of meaning. In other words, the wake created by the collision represents a different strata upon which meaning can be expressed. These wakes are contingent, in the sense that they wouldn't exist without the collision, and they are temporary, which means they are resolved through parsimony. To conceptualize it another way, imagine we are talking about a boat going through water. In the midst of that object passing through the water, there is a wake behind it. That wake is fundamentally defined by the waves passing through the surface of the water, and is distinct from the structure of the water beneath. Now, what this means is that the wake represents a distinct kind of space expressing information. Although it is still water, it is structured in a different way. Now, imagine that we are talking about realities here. Imagine that in the way of a collision between two individuals, a compression event, a new structure of reality manifests, a new substrate, and that substrate is analog, contingent upon the collision itself. In this way, collisions or momentum transfers between people produce a distinct kind of analog space, a dissonant consensuality. Thus, in our taxonomy of an exchange between two friends, we observed that in the midst of a discussion, a dissonant consensuality is created whereby one friend tries to insert affirming narratives into the mind of the other. This dissonant space thus represents the affirmational space, where negated impulses are expressed, but not integrated internally. Thus, the internal space sheds the exterior expressive character of the dissonant consensuality which is integrated outwardly into the linear stream through parsimony. Now to return to our example of the awkward encounter with the neighbor, we saw that here too there is a momentum transfer. Thus in this encounter, which occurs in a non-consensual space, there is a dissonant consensuality incipient in the moment. This dissonant consensuality occurs in an analog space. To conclude, in the last episode one used the word non-binary to describe this space, but that language detracts from the reality that a dissonant consensuality is more of a quantum creation, in that the behavior is both expressed, in the dissonant consensuality, and not expressed, in the linear stream you remember. But, fundamentally, the best word to describe it is analog, since dissonant spaces represent data, left over, from the compression event. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.